In this lesson, we are going to learn how to create floors. Our structure has perimetrical walls spanning over 2 levels. We're going to place a foundation floor under the walls and one floor at the first level and the roof level. We open the level 0 floor plan view. In the Architecture tab, we expand the Floor menu and we select the Floor Architectural option. In the Type selector, we select the Floor Ground 2. We click the Edit Type button to open the Type Properties dialog box. We can see a preview of the floor by clicking the Preview button. We click the Edit button in the Structure property to open the Edit Assembly dialog box. We observe that this floor has 50 millimeters of concrete cast in place, followed by 400 millimeters of structural concrete slab, on top of which 100 millimeters of screed is applied with a finish of 20 millimeters. We close the Edit Assembly and Type Properties dialog boxes. In the Context tab, we make sure that the Boundary Line option is selected, so as to draw the boundary of the floor. We select the Peel Peak Walls tool, so as to select the existing perimetrical walls. In the Options bar, we set the offset to be 600 millimeters. This is the offset between the boundary of the slab and the center line of the walls. We then select the perimetrical walls. We click and we can see that the boundary line appears as a pink line. We make sure that the boundary line is on the exterior side of the walls. If it is created to be on the interior, we can flip it by clicking the double arrow. We then click the Finish Edit button to create the foundation slab. We switch to the 3-dimensional view to see the completed floor. Next, we open the Level 1 floor plan view. In the Architecture tab, we expand the Floor menu and we select the Floor Architectural option. In the Type selector, we select the Floor Upper 1 type. We open the Type Properties dialog box and then the Edit Assembly dialog box. We observe that this floor has a structural concrete slab of thickness 150 millimeters, a screed layer of 100 millimeters, and a finish layer of 20 millimeters. We close both dialog boxes. In the Context tab, we select the Boundary Line option, and this time we select the Draw Line tool. In the options bar, we set the offset to 0. And we make sure that the chain option is checked. We then click on the exterior surface of the walls. In a chain manner. Finally, we click the Finish Edit button to create the floor. We open the 3-dimensional view. We make sure that the Consistent Colors visual style is selected. And we can see the finished floor. Next, we are going to create the level 2 floor slab by copying the level 1 floor slab. We select the level 1 floor, and in the Modify tab, we click the Copy to Clipboard button. We then expand the Paste menu and click the Align to Selected Levels option. In the dialog box that appears, we select Level 2, which is the roof level. We close the dialog box and we observe that the floor has been created. We return to the level 1 floor plan view. We can see that there is a section line that crosses the building. We open the section view by double-clicking on the section line bubble. We make sure that the visual style is set to Consistent Colors. First, we select the first level floor. We observe that the floor extends to the exterior surface of the walls, as it was intended to be. We then select the wall, and we observe that it extends from level 0 to level 2. Obviously, there is an overlapping area between both elements, which is not correct. To correct this problem, we return to the 3-dimensional view. We select one wall element, right-click, and select all instances in the entire project. In the properties, we set the top constraint to be level 1. And we make sure that the top offset is 0. We click Apply. We observe that the walls now terminate at level 1. Then, in the Context tab, we click the Attach Top Base button. And in the Options bar, we select the top option. This will attach the top surface of the walls to the bottom surface of the floor. We then select the level 1 floor. We repeat the same procedure by attaching the base of the walls to the ground floor. We then open the section view and we select the wall. We observe that the top surface of the wall terminates at the bottom surface of the first level floor. And it also terminates at the top surface of the ground floor. In this way, the floor elements and the wall elements do not overlap. To examine the application of the attach command to the floors of different height, we change the elevation level to 6,800 millimeters. We then select one wall, right-click, and select all instances in the entire project. Then we click the Copy to Clipboard button and we expand the Paste menu. We select the Align to Selected Levels option, and in the dialog box that appears, we select Level 1. We observe that the walls have been copied to Level 1. We then select the Attach Top Base button, and in the Options bar, we select the top option, and then the second floor. We observe that the height of the wall is adjusted so that their top terminates at the bottom surface of the roof floor. Finally, we move level 2 back to its original elevation, and we observe that the height of the wall has been adjusted accordingly, so that its top surface terminates at the bottom surface of the floor. We then select the level 1 wall, and we observe in the properties that the base is attached property and the top is attached property are both selected, because the wall is attached to the ground floor and the first level floor. In this lesson, we learned how to create floors. This concludes the tutorial.